Hi, folks. Today I got a brand new baseball game on the table. It is called Season Ticket Baseball. I was at the Play Conference and I was able to meet the designer, Clay Dressler. It was a very interesting conversation. He comes from a computer programming background, which was super interesting for me. So today I'm going to show the game. We have the 1993 World Series. The Toronto Blue Jays are playing the Philadelphia Phillies. We are in game number 3, and we're going to jump right in, and I'll try and teach the game as I go. So we're going to roll 3 dice, and when you play season ticket, you're going to have red, white, and I should have blue, but I broke my blue dice, so I'll have to use black. And you're going to read it as a 4, 5, 7. So this will read as a 4, 5, 7. You're going to read 1 and 2 is going to read off the pitcher's chart on the red die. 3 and 4 will be off the batter's chart. 5 and 6 will be rare plays in defense. And 6 will go to the stadium card, which we have here with Veterans Stadium. So here comes the first pitch. It's a 475. So we're going to go to the batter's card. We're going to go to Ricky Henderson, 475 against Danny Jackson, who is a lefty, is a strikeout. So you can see it's got lefty, righty, and normal batting things, which I thought was super interesting. So it's going to be a strikeout to start off the game. So Henderson is out. It's going to bring up Devon White for the Toronto Blue Jays. Here comes the pitch, and we have a 5-0-2. So 5-0-2 is going to be a possible error, and it's going to be a rare play chart. So on this one, if it's a 1, it's a pitcher. 2 would go to the catcher. If it's a 0, you're going to re-roll on the rare play chart. And I am going to re-roll. So we have a 527. So if we go to 527 on the rare play chart, we're going to get this. So here we have it. 527, double. Bases clearing double to center field. If blue die, the ones digit is higher than the center fielder's fielding. Batter advances to third on a fielding error by the center fielder. So it is going to be a double. So White is going to double. The center fielder is Lenny Dykstra, and if we check his fielding rating. His fielding rating is a 7, and the die is not bigger. So it has to be, if it's higher, then he advances. So he's not going to advance on that play. So Devon White is going to start off with a double to right field off a rare play. Next up is going to be Paul Molitor playing first base for the Blue Jays. This is the actual lineup against Danny Jackson. Here comes the pitch. It's going to be a 2-9-2. So the 2-9-2 is on the pitcher chart. This one is hit. Molitor is a righty, so it's going to hit deep to left field. So now we have to go to the stadium chart. And I put it in behind here. I should probably take it out. So it is deep to left field. And we're going to re-roll. And what we're going to do on the chart for deep to right field, we're going to take the power rating plus the 2-sided 10 die. So we have an 8 and a 5, and his power is a 6. So 6 plus 8 is 14, plus 5 is 19. So deep to right field with a 19 is going to be a home run. So Paul Molitor is just taking Danny Jackson deep to right field with a home run. It is a 2-run shot, and Toronto jumps out to a 2-0 lead. I believe the Jays won this game with these lineups 10-2. So maybe this is an omen. Joe Carter is coming up next. Here he is against Danny Jackson. Here comes the pitch by Joe. It is going to be a 634. So 634, again, we're going to Veterans Stadium Park. 634 is going to be a fly out to center field. So there is 2 gone here for the Blue Jays, and that is going to bring up Roberto Alomar. Here comes Alomar for the Blue Jays, and we have a 136. So we're going to go to the pitcher card. 136 is going to be a single. He's going to slash one into center field, and Alomar is on with a base hit. It's going to bring up Tony Fernandez for Toronto. Here comes the pitch, and we have a 3-1-2. So we're going to Fernandez's card, 3-1-2. He is going to beat out an infield single. So the Jays are hitting around here. Guys on first and second, 2 out. Toronto already leads 2-0 here in game number 3. The series is currently tied 1 each. Ed Sprague is the batter against Danny Jackson. We have a 344. 344. Jackson is right here. A single, another infield single. So Toronto has the bases loaded. It's going to bring up Pat Borders. Danny Jackson really struggling here in the first inning against Toronto. Borders is up. Got the pitcher on deck. Here comes the pitch. 2-1-3. We're going to go to the pitcher card. 2-1-3. Now, when you get this one, Borders is a righty. It's 4XX. So we're going to take away the 2, and we're going to use a 4-1-3. So we're going to go to 4-1-3 on the batter's card, and that would fall in right here against the lefty. It's going to be a 4-6-3 double play, or in this case, just 4-3. But Toronto walks away with 2 runs on 5 base hits off of Danny Jackson. And we're probably going to get the bullpen up and throwing here. Borders is going to go away. And here comes Toronto. On the mound for the Blue Jays is Pat Henkin. He's got the start for tonight. And Lenny Dykstra is going to lead it off for the Phils. Here we go, bottom of the first. We have a 471. Going to the batter card, 471 against a righty. He's going to fly out to left field. So Lenny Dykstra will fly out to get things going. Mariano Duncan is up next for the Phils. Here comes the pitch, 352. 352, go to the batter card, 52. He is going to lash an infield single. So Mariano Duncan is on with a base hit for the Phillies. That brings up John Kruk. Kruk is going to be on. Here comes a 249. We're going to the pitcher card. 249 is against the lefty is a 5-9. So I believe the way we're going to do it is going to be a 5-9-9. So 5-9-9 is going to be a possible error on the right fielder. So we're going to go to Toronto's batting card. In right field for Toronto is going to be Joe Carter. So we're going to check Joe Carter, 5-9-9. It's going to be a single, and everybody is going to advance a base. So it's going to be Duncan going to third base. And there's a big hit there. So now, runner on first would stop at second. Sorry. So Duncan is going to stop at second. I got that wrong. So he's just going to go one base. And we got guys on first and second. So this is a great day for both teams. They're both getting on the starting pitchers. Here comes Dave Hollins. Here comes the pitch. 1-1-3. That is going to go to the pitcher card. 1-1-3. It's going to be a 3X. So it's going to be 3-1-3. And we go to Dalton's 3-1-3, and it is a strikeout. So there's 2 gone. Henkin has got 2 out. Guys on first and second. Darren Dalton is the next batter up. Here comes the pitch. We got a 238. Going to the pitcher card. 238 against a lefty. That is going to be a base hit. Single plus. So single the outfield. R2 will score, but R1 will stop at second. So Dalton has a base hit up in the middle. That is going to score Mariano Duncan. He will come in, and Kruk will go to second base. And here comes Jim Eisenreich. 2-1 Blue Jays. Both starters struggling here a little bit. 3 hits given up by Henkin. We got a 243. So going to the pitcher's card, 243 against Eisenreich, who's a lefty. That will be a little fly out to third base. So that is all for the Phils. But they get 1 run on 3 hits, and it's a 2-1 ball game after 1 inning. We're going to the second inning. Here comes Danny Jackson. He is going to face the pitcher, Pat Henkin, coming up to bat first. Here comes the pitch. It's a 1-5-5. So we're going to the pitcher card, and that is going to be a base on balls. I think the Phils have got to start looking at maybe yanking Danny Jackson. He's having all sorts of problems. 3.77 ERA, 12-11 in the regular season, but he's struggling here, especially when you think the real game was 10-2. Here comes Ricky Henderson. Here comes the pitch, 2-42. We're going to the pitcher card again, and he is a righty, so it's going to be 5-3. So that is just going to be, he's going to move to second, 5-3. Henderson going to ground out a little short up the first, and all that Hollins could do was throw him out at first. We have a guy on second. Devon White is up. Here comes the pitch. We have a 5.98. So we're going to check the error on the right fielder for the Phillies. That is Eisenreich. So we're going to go to Eisenreich's card. And we're going to check 5.98. 5.98 is a single +1. Runner on first can go. So that is going to score the run, a base hit by Devon White. He is going to get an RBI. Hankton is going to score on that. And all of a sudden, again, the Blue Jays have got another run. It brings up Paul Molitor. They're not going to steal what they're hitting around like this. 4:45. Here comes the pitch. Going to the batter this time. 4:45 against the lefty. It's going to be 5-4. So they're going to get the force out at second. Molitor is going to ground out third over to second. There's 2 gone, and it brings up Joe Carter. Carter up against Danny Jackson. He flew out in the first period. We have a 2.38. Going to the picture card, 2.38 against a righty is going to be a ground out, 5-3. So that is all for Toronto, but they get a run on another base hit. And Toronto now has 3 runs. Carter's going to ground out to end the inning. Now we're going to bring in Pat Henkin is going to face Pete Incaviglia. Here comes the pitch for the Blue Jays. We have a 2.59. 2.59 is going to be, this is hit deep, and he's a righty. It is deep to left field. Incaviglia, his power is a 9. And we have a 9, 8, and 3, so 17, 20. So deep to left field, number 20. That is gone deep into the left field bleachers. Pete Incaviglia has hammered that for a home run, and it is now 3-2. Phillies sticking right in there. Kevin Stalker coming up to bat. Here comes the pitch to Stalker. It is 189. We're going to the pitcher card, and that is going to be a bloop single. So neither pitcher can get in a groove. Stalker is on. It's going to bring up the pitcher, Danny Jackson, and I think we're going to bunt. Or maybe have Jackson hit away the way Hankins hitting. Maybe we will have him hit away just the way he's been hitting. Like, Jackson's going to take a swing at it. Here we go. It's going to be a 5.24. So we're going to go to the catcher card. That is going to be Pat Borders. 5.24 is going to be a pop out to the catcher. So he's going to fly out. Maybe we should have bunted with Jackson there. The way they're getting on against Hankton, I thought I'd take a bit of a risk. Here comes Dykstra, the batter, 187. And looking at the batter card, this is going to be a bloop single in a first. So now Dykstra's on. Guys on first and second. Henkin really struggling in this one. Both starters not doing very well. Brings up Mariano Duncan. Here comes the pitch. We have a 5.44. So again, we're going to the fielder. We're looking at the second baseman, who is Roberto Alomar. So 5.44 Alomar. It's going to be a 4.3. He runs over, makes the play. Everybody's going to advance, and that is going to be 2 gone. It's going to bring up Holland, so he couldn't get the double play. Hit hard to his right. He couldn't adjust, and it brings up Kruk. Here comes Kruk. It's a 2-2-0. On the pitcher card, 2-2-0, and he is a lefty. It is going to be a little fly ball to third base. So Kruk is going to fly out to third, but they get 1 run on 3 hits. And after 2 innings of play, Toronto Blue Jays lead it 3-2. The Phillies are still in this. Neither pitcher looking great at the moment. Here comes Jackson. He is going to face Roberto Alomar here in the 3rd inning. Here comes the pitch. 154. Going to the pitcher cart. And again, Jackson struggling. That's a base on balls. So Roberto Alomar is on. Jackson hold is a 6. So I don't know if you want to steal off of him. Here comes the pitch to Fernandez. It's a 5-6-1. So it's going to be a fielding check on the shortstop Stalker. So we're going to check Stalker, 561. It is going to go right here. And we finally get a break, a 6-4-3 double play. So 6-4, 6-4-3 double play. Fernandez is going to ground out. We've got 2 gone. Jackson can maybe go 1-2-3 to get out of this. We have a 508. That is going to be a rare play. So check the rare play again, and we're going to go to a 545 on the rare play chart. So 545. And hard line drive deflects off the pitcher's back. Caught in the air by the shortstop. The runners are going to hold. So off the pitcher, so it's going to be a F16, I guess is how you score it. No runs, no hits for Toronto. Sprague hits it off of Jackson. Good thing he wasn't injured. And we're going to bring up Dave Hollins for our next batter here for Philly in the bottom of the 3rd. Here comes the pitch, and we have a 305. So that is going to go to Hollins' card. He's going to strike out. There's 1 gone for the Phils. Darren Dalton is up next for Philadelphia. Here comes the pitch. We're playing season ticket baseball, 289. 289 going to the pitcher card. This is hit deep to right field. Henkin again giving up a long fly ball. Power rating is a 7. So we're going to add these numbers up. We have a 7 and an 8 is 15 and 7 is 22. So deep right field, the 22. This is gone. It is way gone. Darren Dalton puts this way up in the 2nd row. And second here, and solo shot is 2nd RBI of the ball game. And we're tied at 3-3. Dalton with a huge home run. The 2nd bleachers. Here come the pitch, 123. Going to the pitcher card, and it's going to be a ground out, 3-1, and there's 2 gone. Eisenreich's going to ground out to Molitor, who throws it over to Henkin, who's covering, and there's 2 gone. Here comes the pitch, 515. So it's going to go to the pitcher's card. 515 is here. It is a single in a center field, so a base hit for Pete Incaviglia. He is 2 for 2, and that is going to bring up the shortstop, Kevin Stalker. So Stalker coming up to bat. Here comes the pitch to Kevin Stalker. It is a 480. So 480 is on the batter card. And, oh, he gets hit by the pitch. So now Pat Henkin nails Stalker. He's hit by the pitch. And we got 2 gone. It brings up the batter, Danny Jackson. Here comes the pitcher's throw, 169. And 169 is going to be a base on ball. So Hankton has walked Danny Jackson. The bases are loaded. Blue Jays are looking to the bullpen. They might have to go early here. Bases loaded, 2 out. Lenny Dykstra. Jackson was the guy you wanted. Here comes the pitch. 245. It is hit. It is 245 is going to be here. So a 585. So that is going to be 585 will be a ball hit to center field. 585 is a fly ball to Devon White. He is going to bring it down for the 3rd out of the ball game. Henkin gets out of trouble. 1 run on 2 hits. But after 3 innings of play, the score, the Toronto Blue Jays 3, the Philadelphia Phillies 3. We're playing 1993. World Series, Game 3. The series is currently tied 1-1. Oops, highlight that. Series, oops. Why is my highlighter working? Series tied 1-1. I guess I just crossed it out. All right, here we go. We're going to the 4th inning. Pat Borders is going to lead it off. Danny Jackson looking for an easy inning. 326. 326, he's going to strike him out. So Borders will K to start the inning. It brings up the pitcher, Danny Jackson. Sorry, brings up the pitcher, Pat Henkin, to hit next. 140. And 140 is going to be a base on ball. So Jackson struggling with his control. That's 2 walks for the pitcher, Henkin. And it brings up Ricky Henderson. Here comes the pitch to Ricky Henderson. And we have 238. And that is going to the batter card. 238. He's a righty. It is going to be 5-3. So he runs in, picks it up. It's a little dribbler. And going to second will be Henkin. And it brings up Devon White. Here comes the pitch, Devon White. It's going to be a 353. And 353 is going to be a strikeout. So Devon White will strike out. No runs, no hits in this ball game. We're going to the bottom of the inning. Coming up, it's going to be Henkin against Mariano Duncan. Here comes Mariano Duncan. He's 1 for 2. He scored a run for the Phillies. And we have 307. So 307 is going to be a strikeout. So he will strike out to start the 4th inning. Up next is going to be John Kruk for the Phillies. He hit 316 in this year, 431. We're going to the batter card. He is a righty, and that is going to be a walk. So a base on balls for John Kruk. It'll bring up Dave Hollins as our next batter. Here comes Hollins against Pat Henkin. Toronto got the bullpen up and warming up. It's a 1-8-3. 1-8-3 is a wild pitch. So off to second base goes John Kruk, and Hollins is on. We have a 628. So we're going to go to the chart, the Veterans Stadium chart. Now, whenever you use this, and we're going to add 5 if the home team is batting. So we're going to add 5 to this since the Phillies are hitting it. So 628 plus 5 is going to be 633. So we're going to look at 633, and that will be a fly out to center field. So that is going to be a fly out to center field. There's 2 gone. Darren Dalton will be our next batter here for the Phils. Here comes the pitch by Henkin. It is a 6-6-3. Again, we're going to add 5, so that will be 6-6-8. And a 6-6-8 is going to be another wild pitch. So Henkin unleashes a wild pitch, and we got a guy on third for Darren Dalton, looking for an easy single to drive him in. 127, and it is going to be a ground up the line. So a 3-1. And it's going to be no runs, no hits for the Phils. We are going to the 5th inning. Oops. And we had 1 run, and no runs, no hits. So we're going to the 5th. Coming up to bat for Toronto is going to be Paul Molitor. Danny Jackson goes 5. After that, he's going to be fatigued. So starting in the 6th inning, he'll start to get tired. Pat Henkin can go 5. In the 6th, he starts to get. And what happens when we get tired is you're going to add 10 to the Veteran Stadium chart. So if you have 2 batters get on with a single and a walk, you're going to add 20. So your 6-6-7 would be a 6-8-7, which could be a big difference. So kind of a cool way of handling fatigue. Paul Molitor is up here in the 5th inning, and we have a 267. 267 is going to be, he's a righty. It's going to be a 5-6-7. So a 5 is a fielding. So we're going to go to the shortstop. We're going to check Stalker for a 5-6-7, and that is going to be a base hit up the middle. So Stalker could not get to it. Range not as good as it should be, and Molitor is on. Toronto trying to get the lead. Here comes Jackson against Joe Carter. Here comes the pitch. It is a 3-22. So we're going to the batter card, and it is going to be a strikeout. So Joe Carter will strike out. He's now 0 for 3 as we bring up Roberto Alomar. One man on. Here comes the pitch. 177 this time. We're going to the pitcher card. 177. That is going to be a bloop single up the middle. So Alomar is on. Guys on first and second. And Tony Fernandez. Fernandez hit into a double play last time up. That's what Jackson's hoping for this time. We have a 578. So 5, we got to check the fielding. We're going to go to Pete Incaviglia as he's the left fielder. 578 is going to be a single plus. So that is going to score Molitor from first base. And going to second is Alomar. Fernandez with a big base hit. The Blue Jays lead it 4-3. Fernandez with a key hit. Guys on first and second. Sprague is on. Here comes the pitch. It is a 259. 259. It's going to go. It is Sprague's a righty. So 1-6. Pitcher picks it up. Throws to first on a little dribbler. The other runners will advance. So now we have guys on second and third with 2 out. Pat Borders, maybe we'll just walk Borders. 254. Borders is 0 for 2 so far, so maybe Jackson will stick with it. Trying to get him out. Here comes the pitch, 698. This is not good. This is going to be a deep fly to left field. Borders gets a hold of it. He's a 4 on his power, so deep to left. And we have 4 and a 3 is 7 plus his power, which is a 4. That adds up to 11. So we're going to go deep fly, left field, number 11. It is a double. Runner on first can possibly score. It doesn't matter because there's nobody on first. Borders is going to score 2 runs. That is going to knock in Alomar and Fernandez. Jays have pushed 6 across. It brings up Hankin with 2 out. I think they're just going to let him pitch to Hankin. Here comes the pitch, 4-4-3. So we're going to go to the batter card. Hankin's contact rating is a 0. So 0 on 4-4-3 is going to be a little pop out to first base. So Hankin will go out, but they score 3 on 1, 2, 3, 4 hits. So 3 runs on 4 hits. That could be it for Danny Jackson. He's given up 6 runs in this baseball game. And the Phils have the bullpen going. Here comes Pat Hankin in the bottom of the 5th. This might be his last inning too as he faces Jim Eisenreich. Neither pitcher having a great day. 6:25. Got to go to the chart here, and it's going to be a little fly out to 6:25. We got to add 5 for the home team, so it's not going to be that. It's going to be 6:30. So 6:30 is a fly out to center field. So Eisenreich will fly out to center field. I like how they have a home field advantage for the stadium chart. +5 if it's a home team, 10 if they're fatigued. Here comes the pitch in Incaviglia, 342. That is going to be a strikeout. So Hankin maybe getting an easy inning here. There's 2 gone. Brings up Kevin Stalker. Here comes the pitch. It's a 5-7-4. So we're going to check the fielder. It's going to be the left fielder. It is going to be Ricky Henderson. 574 is a fly out to left field. So Hankin has his best inning of the game. No runs, no hits. We're going to go to the 6th. And that is all for Danny Jackson. Actually, he's up first. So maybe they will let him. I wonder if he's fatigued for giving up 6 runs. We're going to take a look at the Phillies bullpen. Maybe do a double switch with Stalker. Who are they going to bring in? We've got Henderson, White, Molitor coming in. They may just bring in Larry Anderson just to smooth things out. They also have Jose De Leon. think they are. They're going to bring in Jose De Leon. They're just going to let him go 1 inning and get him out of there. So coming in to pitch is going to be De Leon. So that is all for Jackson. He goes 5 innings. He gives up 6 runs. 6 earned runs on 5, 6 and 4, 10 hits, strikeouts and walks. He had 1 strikeout, 1 walk, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts, 2, 3, 3, 3, 4 strikeouts, and 3 walks. So Danny Jackson, not a great day. He only gave up the 1 home run, but we got Jose De Leon coming in next. And for De Leon, I think we'll use red, a little trick I learned at the play conference. And Ricky Henderson will lead off. Let's see how he does. It's a 143. We're going to the pitcher card, and he walks him. So De Leon's first batter he's going to put on base. He is going to walk him, and Ricky Henderson is on. I think we're not going to send him. We're just going to wait. They've got a 6-3 lead. Devon White is up. We've got a 389, so we're going to the batter card. 389. It's going to be 4-6. So 4-6 is going to be a forced play. They don't get White. Too much speed. It's not going to get doubled off. And Henderson's gone. Here comes Molitor. He comes up. It is a 636. So we're going to the ballpark chart. 636, fly out to center field. No adjustments because they're the road team. And Molitor's going to fly out to center field. Brings up Joel Carter as our next batter. And we have a 118. Going to the pitcher card, 3X. So it's going to be 318, which puts it over to Carter's card, which is a strikeout. So De Leon comes in. No runs, no hits. That is probably all he's going to do for this particular game, as he is up first, and we're going to look for a pinch hitter coming into bat. I think it's going to be Milt Thompson for the Philadelphia Phillies. Yeah, Thompson will hit, or maybe Mickey Morandini. No, they're going to have Milt Thompson come in. So Thompson's going to come in and hit. Put him here. Pinch hit right here, coming into bat for Mr. De Leon. So De Leon went 1 inning. He gives up no hits, no runs, 1 walk, and he gets 1 strikeout. And here comes Milt Thompson to face Pat Henkin. Here comes the pitch. It is 3-4-0. That is going to the batter card, 3-4-0. Thompson is going to fly out to center field. So there's 1 gone. Thompson flies out. He'll be done for the ball game. Coming up next is Lenny Dykstra. Here comes the pitch from Dykstra, 206. Going to the pitcher's card on 206. That is going to change to a 406. And 406 is going to be a walk. So Dykstra gets Henkin to walk him. And that is 1 on the fatigue scale for Henkin. So if we go to the Veterans Stadium, we're going to add 10, actually 15 for the Phillies. So Henkin probably not going to last too much longer. Mariano Duncan looking for the double play if he can get it. It is a 163. So we're going to his card. That is going to be a walk. So Henkin with man on. That's his second. It is going to bring up Kruk, Hollins, and Dalton. I think the Jays are going to the bullpen. They've seen enough of Mr. Pat Henkin. And I think they're looking for a lefty in the bullpen to go after the next few batters. And they have Tony Castillo. So Tony Castillo is going to come in. That is all for Mr. Henkin. Castillo's going to come in. Henkin goes 5 1/3 innings. He gives up 3 runs. Let's see if he gives up any more. How many hits did he give up? 3, 6, 8. Gave up 8 hits and strikeouts and walks. 1 strikeout. He had 2 strikeouts, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts, 3 walks, 4 strikeouts, 4 walks, 5 walks, and 4 strikeouts. So Henkin, not great with his control. Castillo's going to come in. We're going to use red for the reliever. And his first batter is John Kruk. Kruk's going to hit away. We got a 2-1-8. We're going to the pitcher card. 2-1-8 against the lefty. Lefty on lefty. Castillo gets Kruk to strike out. There's one gone. Dave Hollins is a switch hitter. Here comes the pitch to Hollins. We have a 2-32. Again, we're going to the batter card. 2-32 against a righty is going to be a 6-4-3 double play. So 6-4, 6-4-3, no runs, no hits. Toronto, Castillo gets out of that jam. That is all for the Phils. We're going to the next inning. Roberto Alomar is coming up with Fernandez and Sprague coming in to pitch for the Phils. I think we're going to bring in David West. Yeah, David West is going to come in for the Phillies. So we're just going to switch that off to the blue color. So coming in here will be West. So De Leon goes one inning. He does pretty good. And here comes David West to face Roberto Alomar. So top of the 7. Toronto leads it 6-3. Here comes the pitch. It is going to be a 5-73. 5-73. So we're going to check the left fielder for errors. That is going to be Incaviglia. 5-73 flies out to left field. Great job there by Pete. He got over to haul it down, and there's one gone. West gets the first batter. Next batter is going to be Tony Fernandez. Here comes the pitch by Fernandez. It is 6-24. So 6-24 is a little fly out to second base. So West gets the first two batters here in the 7th. Phillies down by 3. Here comes the pitch to Sprague. 6-37. Again, we're going to the chart. 37. It is going to be a 3-6. So first baseman throws it out. No runs, no hits, or should be 3-1, I should say. No runs, no hits for the Blue Jays. We're going to the bottom of the 7th inning. Tony Castillo, he is going to stay in and face Darren Dalton. Dalton is a lefty. Good matchup for the Blue Jays. Here comes the pitch, 5-05. So that is going to be a rare play. We're going to a rare play chart. And we're just going to re-roll. And we have a 2-3-3. So 2-3-3. Let's see what happens. Rare play chart is right here. No play, possible injury. Pitcher suffers a pitch injury, roll for pitcher injury. Batter suffers an injury. I've never played with the injuries. So I'm going to have to double check that. So it would be a batter injury, roll for injury on page 24. So we're going to go to page 24. Darren Dalton could be out of this ball game. And we're just going to have to re-roll Darryl Walton. So he is dice roll modifier. So 1-53. Not sure how this works. We're going to go 63. And 63 is not on here. I'm not sure if I'm doing it right, but it looks like there is no injury. So we're just going to continue with where we were. So Dalton is not injured on the close play. We're just going to re-roll it. And a 253. So 253 is going to be, he's a switch. Oh, Dalton, his lefty. I thought he was a switch hitter. No, he's not. So 253 is going to be a little fly out to second base. So Dalton will go down. It brings up Eisenreich. You want to bring in a pinch hitter for Eisenreich against Castillo. Who do we have on the bench? We have Chamberlain. We also have Ricky Jordan sitting there. Jordan could come into left field for Eisenreich. Then Incaviglia. But if you put in pinch hitter, they're going to bring in a righty. They're going to let Eisenreich hit. It is a 694. We're going to add 5, so it's a 699. This is going to be hit deep to right field. This is hit long. Eisenreich power is a 5. So 5 and 7 is a 12. So deep to right field for a 12. Oh, it's a fly out to right. So Eisenreich gets a lot of it, takes him right to the warning track, but it is not out of here, and there's 2 gone. Incaviglia, now, do you want to let Castillo face him? Might as well. He's been hot. He's got 5 in a row. We got a 256. So 256, it is going to be a 3-6 double play. So that is basically going to be 3-1. No runs, no hits for the Phils. They go down. Tony Castillo is really coming and done a good job. Pat Borders will lead it off against David West. They're going to give West 1 more inning here. Here comes the pitch. It is going to be a 688. We are going to the chart here, 688. It is going to be a single. So Borders is going to slash one in the gap for a base hit. It is going to bring up Castillo. He is not going to hit. And we're going to see a pinch hitter for Toronto. And David West, we have John Olerud. You may want to save him for a righty. We got Dick Schofield on the bench. Rob Butler, but he bats left. Willie Canate, he's a 213 hitter. Domingo, I don't know if we got a lot of guys that can hit here on the bench. Don't have a lot of choices. We got Randy Knorr, backup catcher. I think they're going to go with Darnell Coles. So Darnell Coles is going to come in and pinch hit for Toronto. He's going to hit for, so Castillo would have come in. Then we're going to have Coles. So Castillo came in here. Coles is going to pinch hit here. David West. We got Henderson and White coming up, a bunch of righties. Do you want to bring in Larry Anderson? That's only 1 on the fatigue chart for West. You got a bunch of righties. If you do that, you may see Olerud. So I think they like the West Coles matchup. We got a 409. So 409, it is against the lefty. It is a 4-6-3 double play. So Coles is going to hit into a double play. West does his job. Coles will leave the ball game, and it brings up Ricky Henderson. Here comes Henderson against West. West doing a good job. 408, and it's going to be a base on balls for Ricky. So Ricky's on. West is an 8 on holding. I don't think they're going to send him. We're going to look for Devon White. Here comes the pitch, 309. 309 is going to be a strikeout, so no runs and a base hit for Toronto. We're going to the bottom of the inning. Coming up is Stalker and then West. Castillo, I don't think is going to pitch this inning. No, the Jays are going to the bullpen. They're going to bring in Mark Eichhorn. So Eichhorn is coming into pitch for Toronto. So Castillo, he goes 1 2/3 innings, no runs, does not give up a hit or a walk. He gets a strikeout. He did a fantastic job. And so coming in is going to be Mark Eichhorn for the Blue Jays. He is going to face Kevin Stalker as his first batter. So here we go. Here comes the pitch from Eichhorn, 626. We've got to add 5 because the Phillies are up, so it'll be a 631. That is going to be a fly out to center field. So he is going to fly out to center. Coming up for the Phillies is David West. He's not going to hit. They're going to bring in Ricky Jordan to pinch hit. So Jordan is going to pinch hit here. Going to write his name down. Here comes Eichhorn to face Ricky Jordan. Jordan was in the lineup in Toronto. 648. We're going to add 5. So it's going to be 653. 653 is a ground out, 6-4. There is 2 gone. Mark Eichhorn doing a superb job. He's got Lenny Dykstra coming up next. Here comes the pitch. It is a 405. 405 base on ball. So Dykstra again works the pitcher for a walk. Phillies threatening. They have a guy on here, bottom of the 8th. They trail 6-3. Mariano Duncan is the batter. Here comes the pitch. 163. We're going to the batter card. 163. It's a wild pitch. So Eichhorn unleashes a wild pitch, and Dykstra goes to second. Here comes the pitch. It is going to be a 6-1-4. We got to add 5. So it's a 6-1-9. 6-1-9 is going to be a fly out to second base. So that is all for the Phils. No runs, no hits. We're going to the 9th. Let's see what they have. David West is going to have to leave the ball game. Coming in is going to be Larry Anderson. So Anderson will come in to pitch the last inning for the Phils. West went 2 innings. He gave up 1 hit, no runs, 1 walk, and he struck out 1. Did a great job. So Anderson is going to come in here to face the Jays in the 9th. 6-3, Molitor, righty on righty matchup. 2-8-0. We're going to be going to the pitcher card. 2-8-0. It's a righty. He's going to fly out to center field. So lefty would have been a deep fly to center field, possible home run. You can see why the Phils want that righty-righty matchup. Here comes Joe Carter. 3, 4, 6. We're going to go to Joe's card. 346. I'll be right here. 5-4. So a little grounder to the third baseman. And Joe Carter's going to ground out. Brings up Roberto Alomar. Against Larry Anderson. Here comes the pitch. It's a 295. We're going to the pitcher card. This one is hit. It is hit deep. It is hit to right field. Deep right field for Alomar. Power is a 6. And 7 and 8 is 15 and 6 is a 21. Deep to right field. This is gone. Long gone. Roberto Alomar puts it deep in the seats. Into right field, he homers off of Anderson. It is now 7-3 for the Blue Jays. He's going to bring up Tony Fernandez. Game 3 of the 1993 World Series. We got a 3-1-8. Going to go to the batter card, 3-1-8. He is going to slash a single into left field. So Anderson run into a little bit of problems here with the left-handed batters of the Blue Jays. And up next is Ed Sprague. Yes, good luck against righties. It is going to be a 4-6-9. We're going to go to Sprague's card. 469. Sprague is going to slash one in the gap for a double. 2+. That is going to score Sprague. So a double in the gap. It is going to score Fernandez from first. And the Blue Jays really jump on Anderson. Here comes Pat Borders. The next pitch, it is a 5-6-2. So we're going to go to the shortstop. We're going to check Stalker. For a 5-6-2, Stalker is going to get 6-4-3 double play. Or in this case, he's just going to throw it to first. But, man, they come up with 2 runs on 3 hits. Toronto takes a commanding lead. We're going to the bottom of the 9th. Toronto's going to bring in Dwayne Ward to try and finish this off. Or maybe they don't need to. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8-3. 5-run lead. Let Eichhorn finish it. No, they're going to come in with Ward. They want to lock this down. Take a 2-1 lead. Save Eichhorn for the next game. He went 1 inning. No runs, no hits, 1 walk, no strikeouts. Here comes Ward, bottom of the 9th. Here comes the pitch. It is a 279. 279, we're going to Ward's card. It is going to be a strikeout. He's going to strike out John Kruk with a wicked curveball. 1 gone. Here comes Dave Hollins is up next. Here comes the pitch. It is a 5-9-3. So 5 means check the fielder. That is going to be the right fielder is Joe Carter. 5-9-3. It is going to be a fly out to right field. Carter comes down with it. And there is 2 gone. Here comes the last batter. Last chance. Darren Dalton coming up for the Phillies. Here comes the pitch. It is a 1-9-8. We're going to be going to Ward's card 198. He is going to bloop one in. So the Phils are not done. Darren Dalton with a bloop single. He's on. It's going to bring up Jim Eisenreich. Good thing they kept him in. They're going to take him out for that lefty-lefty matchup. Here comes the pitch. It is a 6:51. We're going to add 5. So it's going to be 6-5-6. 6-5-6. It is going to be a ground out to short. That is all, folks. No runs, a base hit. The final score, 2. Toronto Blue Jays have 8. Philadelphia Phillies 3. 8 runs, 3 hits. How many hits did they have? They have 6. 4 is 10. 11, 14 hits by the Blue Jays. And Phillies had 3, 6, 8, 9. So once Henkin was gone, they sort of cruised along. I don't think there's any errors in this ball game. So this, you guys, is season ticket baseball. Pretty fun game. I like how there's lefty-righty matchups. And I like how they handle fatigue. I like how they handle the stadiums. Clay Dressler was a very personal guy when I talked to him. And it was nice to chat with him. Thank you, Clay. And that's it, folks. I hope you enjoyed. That is Season Ticket Baseball.